Oh, Juan Cena sucks. Juan Cena sucks. Juan Cena sucks. Lady Mexico. Oh, Juan Cena sucks. Okay, what's going on, guys? Agronics, welcome back to the Elysian UCL. You have no idea how good it is to say that. We are joined for the bye-week roster post thingamabobber where we're going to analyze all the teams after the bye-week. By the way, guys, the bye-week was, woo! I didn't do any videos on it because I felt like there's no point in doing like a video a day for that. You know, that'd be too much. And you guys would like, it'd be 4-minute videos of me saying, oh, this happened. Bye. You know, that would be kind of dumb. So instead, we're just going to recap everything that happened. I am joined by your boy from Britain, Brittany Craft.
Hi, I'm back.
Guess who's back?
Angry Army is the name.
It's Agronites. Oh my god.
Angry Army.
Agronites.
Hit that like button if you like.
Heavy slam that like button.
Yeah, if you like Angry Army over Agronites. Dislike if you like Agronites over Angry Army.
I prefer. Don't dislike the video. Okay. and we're also joined by, you all know him, you all love him. It's Joey.
The leader of the Angry Army.
Leader?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here. If anyone's gonna lead the Angry Army, it's gonna be me. Anyway, we're gonna jump into it. We're gonna start off with the LFC Ludicrous. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through all the teams, summarize what they changed, and summarize how their team ranks up. We're gonna go through their defensive core, their offensive core, rapid spinners, if they have any defoggers, and possible sweepers. So we're gonna start off with my good friend Steven. Now, Steven, the LFC Ludicrous, have only had one match, like literally, like kind of. My English is so bad. Basically, they took over from a coach. He lost 4 battles. He forfeited a few of them, I'm pretty sure. And Steven took over. He had a rough week where he had to face Kraft. He had no time to... Well, he actually had time to prepare.
And he had a rubbish team.
But he had a really rubbish team, basically. He had a crap team. So, he had to make butter out of meat. Yeah, that's good. And so, after the bye week, he didn't just make the 3 bye week trades he was given. He also made his extra 3 trades he can make anytime in the league. So he has 6 new members to the team. So right now, his squad is looking powerful with Cresselia, Salmons, Napoleon, Whimsical, Nidoking, Electivire, Doublade, Harry Amaswello, Simsir, and Mega Scizor. So, guys, what do you think of his team? Joey, let's start with you.
I'm kind of liking his defensive walls.
Definitely.
Cresselia, Empoleon.
Scizor, maybe.
Mega Scizor. You can also use Whimsicott and Salamence in there. So his defensive walls are pretty good. Hariyama with thick fat on the special side. But
and Doublade is pretty bulky as well.
It is, but as far as the wall breaking, that's going to come down to, you know, Nidoking and Swellow. And maybe Salamence offensively. So.
I think Electivire could do it okay, maybe, if the team is right. Maybe. Maybe Doublade as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how his wall breaking goes. But as far as what his team used to be,
it's a lot better.
I think it's an improvement, but it's just not where it needs to be. It's not, I don't think it's top of the league.
Who knows? Who knows? I mean, this team could just prove to be like in terms of types. That's the thing. One thing that I will say, I think his types are really good. He doesn't duplicate any types except for the 3 steel types he has. But yeah, like even then, they don't really share any weaknesses at all. Actually, well, they all
2 have fire.
2 have fire and 2 have ground. Yes, but they're all supported by something else. So nothing. Actually, he doesn't have a good fire. Shit. Anyway.
He has
Salamence, his Salamence,
and
Salamence, and Simisear.
Yeah, so that's 2.
Simisear likes taking choice banded, fire blast. I don't know.
Yeah, he has real common weaknesses to ground and fire types though.
But Cresselia does take advantage of that kind of well. So we'll have to see what happens with it. I do like his team because he has, you know, the special attackers in Nidoking, Simisear, Empoleon, possibly. Swallow actually,
Scrappy Boomburst.
Scrappy Boomburst, very good. He also has very good physical attackers in Salamence, Salamence can also go special, but Draco Meteor.
Nidoking is both.
Yeah. Electivire has decent special attacks still. Volt Switch is pretty cool. And then you know, I think considering what he had at the start, I think this is a great improvement. He has good defogger in Mega Scizor and in Empoleon and in Salamence, so he has defoggers all over the place.
Yeah. Which is nice to see because the problem with Salamence on some teams, if you force into that defog role, it can't be as versatile as it should be.
And also,
the same Mega Scizor. So having Empoleon there as a reliable one, and then if Empoleon has a bad matchup, having two other options is really nice.
Yeah, and also his team, like looking at it, it doesn't like rocks, but the fact he has three possible defoggers, and even something else can do something. I forgot what it is. I'm pretty sure Whimsicott gets a move, the Magic Miracle. I don't know.
It's called Magic Coat.
Magic Coat, yeah. I don't think it gets it actually. Does it? I don't know.
No, it doesn't.
I'm speaking out my ass. Anyway, we're gonna move on. I think he has a really good team. He has a lot of
Crest
good.
gets it.
Who is it? Sorry.
Cresselia.
Cresselia, that's the one. But I think his team is very, very versatile. I do like the types. I do like that he has Swellow and Mega Scizor, and I think Whimsicott gets U-turn as well. And you have Electivire for Volt Switch, and then I do like that. I think this is definitely the team he's most comfortable with playing. He's definitely a more offensive player. He doesn't do well at stall, but if he's able to overpower his opponents, who knows? We might get some gold. So we're gonna move on to the South Florida Celebes, aka Zen. So their coach Zen, Wushi, have kind of been not doing terribly bad, but you know they lost their first battle against someone.
Jay,
yes, they lost their first battle down to a simple set decision. Jay brought a special Entei, and it turned out to just fuck up his team. But Zen definitely proved himself when he 5-0'd Doruk with a Clefable Calm Mind sweep. That was something special to see. Since then, he has made a lot of changes to his team. He swapped out Crobat. Fuck, I keep messing that up.
Nidoqueen.
He swapped Nidoqueen for
Nidoqueen for Crobat. Rhyperior for Sharpedo, and then he brought in Raichu and Machoke and got rid of Huntail and Regigigas.
Yes. So he definitely made a lot of changes. He also... Wait. He made 4 changes?
He had 1 change left from the regular week.
Yeah.
From the regular. So
yeah.
That was his 4th change, was picking up Crobat.
So I definitely do like his team, but I still don't think his team is very, very versatile in terms of types. The big thing for me when I faced the original coach, Porygon, their team had a huge grass and fire and ground weakness, and I was able to use that, not very well because I was very rusty when I was playing that battle, but I was able to overcome it. But looking at his team now, even though he has better mons, he has Clefable, which is definitely an improvement over Skarmory. I feel Chandelure, you can argue, is an improvement over Arcanine in terms of a special attacker that he desperately needs, because Mega Metagross is going to fill that role every day of the week. But you know, I still don't think he's done a big job of fixing the problems, because he still has a huge ground weakness in Chandelure and Mega Metagross, and the only things that resist it are Crobat and Celebi. I don't know. But in terms of actually using his team, I think his team is really, really good. So, Joe, you took from the last one. So, Kraft, what do you think of Zen's team? Fuck it, we'll do it live. Kraft, you there? Anyway, okay. I think Kraft dropped. Whoops. Anyway, Joey, what do you think?
I think his team is definitely an improvement.
Definitely.
You know, now he has... he's got fast U-turn with Crobat, and then he also has the Sharpedo, which can be run physically
Mega
or
Metagross and
especially.
Clefable is terrifying.
Oh god.
Yeah,
Kraft jumps.
I'm back. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I mean, with Crobat now, he has an immunity to ground, so...
That's true.
And it also covers up that any grass weakness as well as Celebi.
I'm Miltank with Sap Slipper.
And fire weakness, you know, Flash Fire, Chandelure is a thing. Sharpedo doesn't really want to take it, but it can check those.
Gastrodon.
Big Fat Miltank, Gastrodon, exactly. So I think his team is definitely an improvement. I think he wasted probably 2 of his moves, maybe.
On lower tiers, yeah, I get you, yeah. Because Raichu and Machoke, I don't know, I wouldn't know, I don't think you should have traded out Mons. if you didn't need to change them. I definitely do agree getting rid of Regigigas if you don't want to use Regigigas. Even though I do think Regigigas can be scary, just in the back of people's minds, be like, oh shit, what if I don't bring anything to deal with Regigigas and he gets a slow start off, you know? What if, you know, I do think it's good to have it, but in terms of actually bringing it, yeah, I don't really see anyone really bringing it. And the same thing with Machoke. I don't think he should have picked up Machoke. But
I mean, if he doesn't want to swap any of his top picks, then fine. Those are slight improvements. I mean, Raichu does have Volt Switch, access to Volt Switch, so he can make a Volt turn with Crobat and Raichu,
which is pretty nice.
But if he had,
very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if he had something else that he wanted and he ended up just wasting 2 picks on Raichu and Machoke, then I say it would be a mistake. But honestly, I don't really see much of what he could have changed.
I will say that someone dropped Conkeldurr, Bloom dropped Conkeldurr, and he picked up Machoke.
No.
Oh wait, no, he didn't.
He traded.
He traded. Oh
Conkeldurr.
damn it! I was gonna say maybe don't waste your move on Machoke and just go with Conkeldurr for something in the higher tiers, or maybe bump up someone and bump down someone else. But I still think his team is very, very good. Obviously, Clefable, Mega Metagross core is incredibly scary, as put very, very well by Kraft. And then he has a lot of monster support that Celebi with Nasty Plot, with Tonpass, Chandelure with the 3 immunities. You know, Crobat with the immunity.
Works with Tailwind.
Sharpedo with the immunity. He has a lot of immunities. That's a running joke. And even Raichu, I'm pretty sure Raichu does he get Volt Absorb?
It gets Lightning.
Lightning Rod. Thank you. So his team definitely is better. Whether it'll actually help him get anywhere, we'll have to see. But I definitely do like his team more.
Machoke, I just want to say one last thing. I wouldn't underestimate Machoke as well. I don't think it's anywhere near one of the best fighter types or anything, or even one of the best lower tier Mottons. No God Dynamic Punch is scary, whatever, with base 100 attack. With Eviolite, it's reasonably bulky.
Yeah.
And of course, you have Guts with potential for stars, so it can eat up status, although he does already have a natural curse Celebi and a Flash Fire Chandelure for that.
Yeah. I think his team is really, really good, and we'll see what happens with it. So we'll move on to the Rouge My Puriers, their coach Zach, and their team. We faced them week 2, and God! Scizor, Thundurus, Mamoswine, Blissey, Azov, Blastoise, Houndoom, Granville, Selgor, Throw, Mega Altaria, and that's it, fuck. So, their team, we played them week 2, and they had, instead of a Selgor and Throw, they had Garbodor and Exeggutor. And I definitely do like the changes they made. I will say that when I played them, their team...
The throw change was made before.
Yeah, but I still want to talk about it because I think it's good. The only change he made during the bye week was a Selgor, and I wouldn't say I don't agree with it because there's no reason to disagree with it. I think a Selgor is a great monster, really, really fast, a good spike setter. Does he need one? I'd say yeah. I think I hate having a spike setter. That's why I didn't pick up Selgor, because I don't have a rapid spinner. And I don't want to have set up my spikes and then defog them. Like, I don't want that. But he has Blastoise, so I mean, that was a perfect pickup for him. He doesn't necessarily need the speed because Thundurus is obviously very, very fast. And I'm trying to use his choice Scarf, Azov in its entirety, Houndoom, Mega Altaria with the Dragon and stuff. So he doesn't need the speed, but I think a Selgor is nice to have. And also Final Gambit is amazing. But I do like the inclusion of Selgor. It gives him a bug type that he didn't have. And who knows, maybe Life Orb Selgor might do the trick. So, Kraft, what do you think of Zach's team?
For starters, just briefly going on to Final Gambit thing, a Selgor is 145 speed with 80 HP, and just looking at all the 80 HP or below mons, there are so many.
Aggron.
There are so many. I mean, it doesn't matter anyway because Selgor's so fast, but for example, Hoopum, Bound and Mighty, Machoke on theirs, Judgeigon is below 80.
Aggron.
Yeah,
Sylveon.
Aggron.
Well, actually, not Sylveon.
Mega Metagross is base 80.
Yeah, it would one-shot a Metagross.
It's just things like that which makes it very scary, just as a Suicide Leaf. Spikes is nice, it helps whittle down mons, because although he has great wall breakers and Mamoswine, potentially a set-up Mega Altaria, Thundurus is surprisingly good at wall breaking, because this all can be good. At the same time, he also has a lot of bulk, so if he decides to choose a more bulky team, having mons which could whittle things down would be nice. I like the throw change. Throw's surprisingly good.
That was great.
It's HP, it's got good bulk, it's attack base 100. Yes, it's slow, but
Yeah.
it eats up status with Guts, and has Mold Breaker, so Mold Breaker Earthquake's always nice. My favourite mon on his team, except for obviously that Mega Auto Mouse Fine, like my favourite still slightly underrated mons are either Blastoise, who I love,
Yeah, Blastoise great.
or Azelf.
Yeah, Azelf's really
And
good.
I know Azelf everyone knows is good, so it's not really underrated, so to speak. But I love how versatile it is. Its special attack and attack are both great. It can be a suicide lead with Stealth Rocks. It can set up screens. It can set up with Nasty Pot itself. It can set up. It has T-Wave. It has Toxic. It can form a Volt, a U-turn core because it's got U-turn itself. It gets Iron Tail, just random coverage like Iron Tail. I like it as a mod. Even stuff like Skill Swap could come in handy against, for example, your Sylveon.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Overall, it's a very good team, very threatening team. I'm not sure what that else is to say.
Yeah,
except
not much more to
very-
say. I think he has an incredibly good team. He has his rapid spinners, he has his wall, and you brought it up briefly, a Selgor setting up spikes. I noticed in my match with him, I was swapping out all the time, so having a Selgor there set up the spikes will allow him to whittle down teams a lot faster,
Yeah.
and then Blissey can just start seismic tossing. So I think it's very, very good. Not much more to say. They are running through teams right now. They're actually, I think, number 2 in. I think they're number 1 in
Number
Magma
one.
now.
They're number one.
Yeah,
because
because Doric lost, so that's huge. So we'll have to see if Zach can keep that number 1 spot. I think he will. I was saying from week 2, I think Zach is going to go all the way.
I think he won't until I beat him.
Okay. So we're going to move on.
Well,
Unless Joey, you want to say anything?
Well, one thing you guys, I think with the Excelgor switch up, he dropped a physical wall, but he already has plenty of them.
Loads, yeah.
Mega Altaria can potentially be that physical wall.
I love Mega Altaria with bulky wise.
Scissor could be it. Granbull and Blastoise. So Garbodor was just kind of like the 5th choice physical wall there. So I think dropping that and picking up something that,
Yeah.
and with the Selgor, he probably won't bring it for most of the time, but it's just a very fast threat, setting up spikes and potentially hitting hard that, he could bring it once in a matchup that he feels could help him out. And it doesn't look like an improvement on paper, but considering Garbodor was never going to show up, Excelgor maybe showing up once is an improvement in that roster.
He swapped a bulky Suicide Lead because Garbodor gets Toxic Spike, Spikes, and Explosion for a faster Suicide Lead, which can also do other things.
Yeah.
Garbodor will only be doing Pain Splits shenanigans with Spikes and Toxic Spikes, realistically speaking. A Selgor, if you don't prep for it properly, base 100 special attack, base 145 speed, and it has good coverage.
Yeah.
So it can work.
I think his team is great, and we'll have to see what happens with it. So we'll move on swiftly to the Long Island Rufflet Riders, and I swear to God, I love these guys. Cubchoo has turned a team from nothing into an incredibly powerful team, and he has Aaron. Dude! His team is Victini, Thunderous Therian, Florges, Cobalion, Alomomola, Cloyster, Venusaur, Archeops, Aaron, Ditto, and Mega Absol. Those first 6 mons, Victini, Thunderous Therian, Florges, Cobalion, Alomomola, they're really good. Cloyster's a great sweeper. Aaron is Aaron. Mega Absol is a great magic bouncer. Archeops is a great suicide lead, like you said. Endeavor is really, really broken. Venusaur can be surprisingly hit-harding, he can really fuck you up, and Ditto can always be a scary thing that people don't plan for, so I think his team is fantastic. The only thing I will say, he doesn't have a great Rapid Spinner. That's really it. Cloyster does get Rapid Spin, yes, but it's the same as my Hitmonlee. I'm never going to use Rapid Spin, that's why I traded it away. I'm never going to use Rapid Spin on this thing. He does have Magic Bounce Mega Absol, which, yes, but if Mega Absol goes down early, to shenanigans, it's I think his team is really, really good.
Like a Selgor.
Like a Selgor, exactly. Final Gambit, you might not see it coming. But I do think his team is really, really good. So, Joey, what do you think of the Long Island Rufflet Riders?
They made a little more offensive movement. I don't know if that was exactly what their team needed. I know they got sniped on the first day. They wanted to drop Victini for Jirachi.
Oh, yeah.
They made a trade with the Fried Combustions getting Archeops and giving up, Vileplume, a grass poison type, which can be used pretty well defensively and can absorb toxic spikes. So,
But they got
And it
Venusaur
gets
though, so
And it gets Moonblast though. So
yeah, it's pretty cool.
They still have Ditto, which can help, against something that sets up on them. They still have Elemomola. Venusaur can be plugged in that role. Florges is good. Victini could be run defensively in certain situations. Aaron's Aaron.
But
I think he has like 2 or 3 suicide leads, which I don't know how well that helps him out.
Yeah, if at all.
If at all, but his team is still scary. It's just how he uses it.
The thing I want to say about Aaron is the fact that it forces people to pack certain moves. It forces people to bring something like Will-O-Wisp or something, so it doesn't just Shell Bell with Endeavor and just keep on healing up Sturdy, etc. So it's a Fearmon, literally a Fearmon, but it also forces people to potentially run sets they don't really want to. His team's very threatening. It lacks physical walls, I kind of want to say. I mean, Victini can fill
Cobalion.
it, but Cobalion,
Alomomola, I think.
yeah,
and Florges.
Alomomola, well, not really Florges as much.
Florges
Alomomola is set up farther, and like I know this because the old coach of this person who drafted Alomomola in this league and the old one, I 5-0'd him because I set up on his Alomomola.
Yeah, I understand that.
It's set up farther.
But I just checked something there where I thinking that. I know this is like, it's kind of going back to a Selgor, and I don't want to keep going back to that. But as Final Gambit does not go past Sturdy and Focus Sash. So Aaron being there with Sturdy might actually come in handy sometime. Who knows?
Yeah, takes it, then Endeavors.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's pretty nice. I don't know how it's gonna outspeed. You can't really swap in Aaron. But hey, being able to kill one Pokemon for sure, basically, is actually pretty nice. Unless they have Healing Wish. Like, that's the thing. And you still kill one then, because you forced them to Healing Wish. So, I think trading away Victini for Jirachi is an insanely bad idea. Victini is fantastic, and he doesn't have a Fire type if he were to do that. Maybe he was going to pick up a Fire type if he did trade away Victini.
Well, he did have Emboar, so it's possible that he wasn't going to get rid of Emboar had he got that.
Yeah, possibly. And I wish I picked up Emboar, honestly. But who knows? Yeah, I mean, I think Victini can still hang with the big boys. I think Jirachi doesn't really fit his team as well because he already has Steel type.
Yeah.
He already has. Where did it go? Oh, he doesn't have a Psychic type. I don't know.
I think. Well, no, he doesn't. Victini, but it'd be fine now. I think the idea of Jirachi might have been to one, get more bulk, because Jirachi can more easily fit the bulky role with stuff like T-Wave and Healing Wish.
Yeah.
And also at the same time to get another Stealth Rock coach in Cobalion. I mean, it does mean that Archeops, but more Cobalion. It does mean it's 2 Stealth Rockers. It does mean these 2 Stealth Rockers are both Steel types had he got Jirachi, but at the same time, they both kind of fill different roles, I want to say. It also gave him a U-turn, but Victini has that anyway. I think that's the main thing I like. Thundurus, Furion, and Victini have that really nice Volt Turn core.
Yeah,
I mean, lots of people have Volt Turn cores, but it's just something which you can... Archeops is surprisingly powerful. I've used it in a different league.
Great.
Choice Banded, Head Smash, although it will almost certainly bring you down to defeat, just depending on the health. Oko's almost everything.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's something like 91% to max physically defensive Cresselia.
Yeah.
It's a Cresselia.
Yeah. Cresselia. So, yeah, I think their team is really, really good. Types-wise, it's okay. I don't see a ground type at all, I don't think. There's no ground type on his team.
He's a bit rock weak. Victini's weak to
yeah,
rocks. Terran's weak to rocks. Cloister's weak to rocks.
Archeops
weak to rocks. I mean, Stealth Rocks is a massive issue only because of Mega Absol, but if that goes down, like you say, that's a problem. And rock type moves, although rock types themselves aren't that common, Rock Slide, Stone Edge are extremely common.
And if Cobalion goes down, he might be in a trouble. Tyrantrum can just straight up sweep. And I think, wait, is Jay playing Cubchoo? Oh shit, I've talked to him.
I don't know, you have to
I have to talk to him later. Anyway, we're gonna move on. Unless, Joey, you want to say anything?
No,
that's really all we gotta say.
For...
So let's move on to a team that I feel like has gotten a lot of hate recently. And it's funny. We have Jay, the Munchlax. Rotom Wash, Gliscor.
Konoha Munchlax.
Konoha Munchlax. Rotom Wash. I can't say it, man. My tongue doesn't work that way. Gliscor, Magmortar, Tyrantrum, Tangrowth, Gardevoir, Hitmonchan, Yanmega, Munchlax, Lairon, and Mega Sharpedo. So, I like it. That's it, really. I mean,
I want to talk about the Gardevoir swap.
they swapped out Entei. I was screaming at. I was talking to Jay. Jay was like, "Oh, let me drop
I
Entei."
saw that.
And I was like, "No, that's never a good idea. That never works out the way you want it to." He's like, "Bruh, it's gonna work out fine."
If it wasn't for the fact that I didn't want to get rid of my fighting type in Infernape, I would have picked up Entei.
Definitely.
Entei is so good.
Entei is
it can be
fantastic.
It can be run defensively, like with Saltfest stats, special defense is decent. It's already got great HP stats. It can be run defensively, offensively on both sides. It's reasonably fast. It can be
Extreme
choice banded.
speed, best move in the game.
Yeah. Choice banded extreme speed is insane. It can be run choice banded Scarf, Life Orb, with like some weird white herb or power herb set to get the instant solar beam. It can set up sunny days. It can be run with a Assault Vest. It can be run with leftovers. It can be run with Shucker Berries for weird reasons. It's very good, but he dropped it.
He dropped it for Magmortar, which I don't. He's saying that it's gonna do well, and I'm not saying Magmortar is bad. It's just I feel like its speed stat really leaves it to be more than it is. You know,
Yeah.
leaves it to be a lot more desired. You know what I mean?
My Mortar has this problem without being. It's not bulky enough to be slow,
Yeah.
and it's not fast enough to be fast. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, he's like just in the middle of being. He's like 86 or something like that.
He's 83.
He's 83. Yeah,
which
he's like almost
he's-
fast, but he's just not.
He's not fast enough, and the problem is with being a fire type is you. His strong is obviously a dual fire, soul, just fire type. Basically, long story cut short, Choice Scarf, although an option, will be difficult to run.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you look at any team, they will have just if it's Choice Scarf into Flamethrower, let's say, it's like stuff.
Yeah. Like I don't think we can judge him on picking up Magmortar because he hasn't used it yet. You know, he hasn't used it yet, but we'll see what happens with it. Let's move on.
I know that my Mortar can be good. It's just a bit.
I think he will do okay with it. He has a few ideas up his sleeve, so let's
It's
see
got
what
good
happens
coverage.
with it. So.
It gets Thunderbolt and some
Mach
energy.
Punch.
Yeah,
Mach Punch.
it gets some interesting things.
Belly Drum Mach Punch. Anyway, he also picked
Confucius.
up Yanmega and Gardevoir. Now, these are ones that I'm like, yeah, but I mean, okay, Yanmega is obviously great with Speed Boost and Life Orb, but it's 4 times weak to rocks, which in most cases would matter a lot, but Yanmega, it's not going to take it anyway, so I don't think it really matters too much. Gardevoir, on the other hand, I think he's saying it's a great idea because he doesn't have a fairy type. I was telling him to pick up Togetic. I was telling him to pick up possibly Clefairy, which was actually picked up later. But he went with Gardevoir because he wanted something that can Wish and Heal Bell, but also something that can hit hard. So, hey.
What worries me a bit is that I know like he has plenty of defensive mons in the form of Gliscor, Tangrowth. I mean Gardevoir especially defensive. But at the same time, Gliscor, I mean like a HP Ice from an Infernape can OHKO Gliscors depending on the
Definitely.
set. Rotom Wash, although it's totally good offensively, like it's a great one offensively, at the same time, Moldbreaker Earthquake is reasonably prominent, at the same time, no reliable recovery. And I just feel like Uxie, like his two options were to go with either Alakazam or Gardevoir, and he spawned those for Uxie.
Yeah.
And I don't think either of them feel anywhere near.
Yeah,
the
he
same
dropped
level as
Uxie. He dropped Uxie. Ugh. Oh, anyway.
Yeah, the only way Gardevoir feels the same role as Uxie is on the special side.
That's it.
Its special defense is okay, but its HP is terrible. It's 68. Its defense is diabolical. I mean, it gets screens, it gets T-Wave, but I'm assuming he's going to use it more as either a sort of Choice Specs or Life Orb or Choice Scarf user, or a Setup and Sweetmon. I mean, it gets stuff like, it does get nice supporting moves,
Definitely.
but I prefer Gardevoir, Mega Gardevoir for those supporting moves, hence why I've got
I
it.
don't think it's gonna do what he thinks it's gonna do. I
No,
honestly don't think.
I think he looked at the move pool and not at the stats, if you know what I mean.
No,
'Cause
I do think Jay is taking everything into consideration, but I think he's
Yeah.
just hyping up Gardevoir a little too much for himself in his own head.
I think he looked at the move pool, so, oh, Destiny Bond, Memento, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderwave, oh, that's the stats, oh, that special defense is good, oh, that special attack's good, oh, that speed's enough that I can Scarf and make it good, oh, that HP's in the green on Showdown, even though it's 68, and, oh. But at the same time, he's not. I
Aggron
think
is
he's
17.
all the
Asshole.
yeah. I think he's seeing all the positives,
Yeah.
but not as many negatives.
I
if you know
mean,
what
his team. I mean, it's Gardevoir doesn't have that many negatives because of his team. You know, Bullet Punch is very scared of Gardevoir, but Rotom Wash. So
if he plays well with it, it can be great for him. But it can also die far too easily. So if he misplays it, I like Yamega though.
I like Mega.
I'm not gonna lie.
Mega. There's not much to say on like Mega. It's just Speed Boost, Life Orb is great.
I like
Joey,
it.
what
It
Joey,
has-
what you think of Jay's swaps?
I don't like the Magmortar one.
Yeah,
But the other two, I
You're-
absolutely love.
you love the Gardevoir, really?
Well, the first with the Yon Mega, it also gets tinted lens.
Which is
so
true.
while you're thinking it's a speed boost, it can have a Life Orb tinted lens, and your supposed like check or counter to it all of a sudden's getting hit by big damage through the tinted lens, and then Gardevoir actually gives him a Fairy Dragon Steel Core with Lairon, Gardevoir, and Tyrantrum.
Except
that's-
two of those mons are Laron and Gardevoir.
I mean, it's still he's shown that he can work well with these lower tiers.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
I mean, if there's like a fighting type that a fighting or a ground type that could give Lairon trouble, he also has Gliscor in there that completely walls it. Rotom Wash can come in as well. So
I do like how. Sorry, Joe, I keep on interrupting you. I do like how Gardevoir's specially defensive and Laron's physically defensive. That at least shows some thought there. That they don't have any overlapping weaknesses that I know. No, they don't. They cover each other's weaknesses pretty well generally.
Yeah.
And you have a specially defensive and a physically defensive, a physically offensive and a specially offensive, which is nice.
And
to
then
see.
you have the two best Pokemon in the game, Munchlax and Lairon. So like, there's not much to say.
We need Joe to say one more thing though, because I still have interrupted him.
Oh yeah, Joey, were you saying something?
I mean, his pickups. He's built a lot on the lower tier,
Yeah.
the lower ends, but he's gotten this far so well with it.
Yeah.
So, I think if anything hurts him, I don't think it's going to be Gardevoir, because that gives him the extra fairy typing and fairy stab coverage, and it completes that little core. While, even though they're not the strongest of the core, it's still
Yeah.
the core.
Like,
The only thing I think will hurt him is the Magmortar.
yeah,
pickup. I just don't understand that one.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
as far as
it was
dropping
to make it so that he could pick up a better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's because he wanted the lower
but
tier fire type.
I like. I know your guys
I
are
mean-
saying that, you know, his core is Lairon, Gardevoir, and Tyrantrum. But to me, his core was Rotom Wash, Gliscor, and Entei. That was the core for me. Like, I just looked at it and I thought that's a great core. So losing that,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna do as well as he thinks it will. But who knows? Maybe he'll make
No.
it work. Maybe. He'll make
I
it
would have picked up Entei, but I don't want to go on my fighting time.
True.
I mean, I think if he had kept up Entei, because he still had 60 points
Yeah.
left over, so I think he could have used all 60 and still kept Entei. I don't think he had to drop and get the extra 80 points.
Because
to
last
pick
time,
up.
like, we covered it, I just want to say something briefly about Mega Sharpedo, because I know that was ages ago. But when he picked it up, I was like, why?
It's great.
Like, you can't get the speed boost, but he uses it so well, so, you know.
Yeah,
that
he
proves you wrong.
definitely doesn't waste it. He knows that it's not going to outspeed the fast things, but he knows it wrecks the slower things. So
I like how it has 110 special attack.
yeah,
I like that.
So there's always the chance. I like that. So we'll move
If
on.
he run
I was
special
gonna say-
offensive Entei, he can. If he ran special offensive Entei, I'm sure he can come with a special offensive Sharpedo.
True. I mean, Jay's always about that. So we'll move on to the Kentucky Fried Combuskins and their coach Doruk. They have Talonflame, Chiron Black, Chestnut, Crocodile, Porygon Z, Galvantula, Klinklang, Vileplume, Stoutland, Mantine, and their Mega Blastoise. So we're gonna jump into this. Steven is actually gonna play him this week, so Steven's like shitting in its boots. So he didn't make any changes to his main force. You know, the Mega Blastoise, Talonflame, Chiron Black, Chestnut, Crocodile. Don't think Porygon Z was a trade-in. I'm pretty sure he had that already. Galvantula.
He did. He did.
He already had that, yeah.
His moves his only moves were trading the Archeops for Vileplume and dropping the Rotom for Klinklang.
Yeah. So I'll get into a few things. First of all, the thing that stands out to me is the Stoutland. I don't understand picking up Stoutland when it doesn't have the Sand Tea, but
He already had Stoutland.
I know, yeah, but I still want to bring it up because it just looks so out of place looking at it. Because you have Porygon Z right there. Anyway, so he picked up Vileplume, which I think is a good idea. At first, I mean, having another grass type is a bit, redundant because that's what his fourth. No, he has he has 4 fire weaknesses. But at the same time, he has Talonflame, he's Mega Blastoise, Mantine. So I don't think it matters too. And he has Crocodile who can just wreck them. He has Klinklang, I think, is an okay matchup, but I don't think it's great in League format because you know what it's going to do. It's going to shift gear and it's going to Gear Grind. That's it. That's all it does. Vileplume, on the other hand, I think is actually a pretty cool idea.
Gives them something for the fairies, though. Both Vileplume and Klinklang helps them deal with fairies.
That's true. Maybe that's why he picked it up. Crocodile, Chestnut, Kyurem Black.
I suspect that what it was because he got wrecked last week by
Clefable, yeah. That's probably it.
I think that kicked some sense into
That's
him.
probably it.
His losses both came from fairy types.
So, like, I mean, he's been able to deal with fairy types before. Like, Mantine with Gunk Shot was awesome! So good.
One, I knew that Gunk Shot was coming, and 2, that Iron Head Flinch mattered. I'm still standing by that. Not
Crafty would have lost anyway. But anyway, so, like, I think he made some pretty cool pickups. Klinklang and Vileplume actually support each other decently well, even though they both have the fire weakness. Vileplume's weak to Psychic, Klinklang covers that. Klinklang is weak to Fighting, Vileplume covers that. They do have some synergy there. Maybe that was by accidental, maybe that was on purpose. But we'll have to see what happens with it. Klinklang is actually decently fast, so maybe his plan is not to shift gear at all. Maybe it's just to attack things, and actually Sticky will be able to support that. And Vileplume isn't that fast. I think it's like 70.
No, it's really slow. It's 50.
Oh, yeah. I was trying to be like very, very generous. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what he does with it. So, Joy, what do you think?
I like his moves so far. Vileplume and Klinklang help cover his weakness. I don't think Rotom was the wall that he wanted it to be, and he's got plenty of other offensive mons there, so he picked up 2 things that help him with
Fairies.
His defensive weakness or defensive problems. So it's not as much of an as a hyper offensive team as it was before, and I think this will actually help him out a lot in the long run.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he uses it. Craft, very, very quickly, what do you think?
Basically, I personally like Rotom, but I don't think it fits his team, so I think that was a fair enough swap. His team is very threatening. The Kyurem Black with the Sticky Breath support is terrifying,
scary as fuck.
It showed me, destroying me, but not the point. Mantine, he knows how to use, obviously. Stoutland, I think he could figure out how to use it. Gets intimidated, gets scrappy, it has decent defenses, it can run Assault Vest, it can run defensively, and it's low. It stops other people from using it as well, because I want to do it with my Hippowdon. Crocodile can be run defensively or offensively. I like how he has a better mix of bulk and offense now, before he's a bit more hyper-offensive. I think he lacks special defensive walls, but at the same time he can deal with that, and that's me done.
Oh god. We have 10 more teams to go through, and we're 37 minutes in this. Holy shit, let's hurry this up a little bit. We have Pant, who haven't even got a team name yet. Why is that, Joey? Have they just not been able to pick a team name?
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, they've been working on correcting this hyper-offensive team into a more balanced team.
They've done a decent job already. Their team is Raikou, Terrakion, Weavile, Arcanine, Ambipom, Frostlass, Avalugg, Sandslash, Primeape, Cinccino, and Mega Gyarados. Their changes were Arcanine, Mega Gyarados, and I want to say Primeape?
No.
He got rid of Tentacruel and Mega Houndoom.
Is that it? Okay.
And he also picked up Avalugg.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Avalugg was the other.
Who did he swap for Avalugg? You know?
Oh, I think I know what it was. Oh, what was it again?
Ninetales.
Ninetales, yeah, I think. So,
but that's because he got rid of Mega Houndoom.
So that's a fair enough trade. So, in terms of what he picked up, I do kind of agree with it. Picking up Avalugg because you picked up a fire type that's weak to it, I don't understand, but he already had Rapid Spinner and Sandslash, so I don't really see the point in picking up another ice type when you had Frostlass. So I don't really agree with that, but hey, you know, it's another
It's a
defensive mon.
rapid spinner weak to rocks.
Yeah, and it's a defensive mon. Maybe he thought he needed more of that.
Yeah, I think he wanted more defense, but it gives him a third ice type.
Mega Gyarados, I swear to God, I really hope he uses it well, because Mega Gyarados, I think, can be really, really threatening. But
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know what's wrong with it. It has Crunch. They gave it Crunch. It has Dragon Dance. It just, I don't know what it is about it. It just,
I think it's because it's too predictable.
maybe. But even then, Gyarados is predictable, and it's still okay. So, I don't know. Maybe it's the typing. I don't know. And then Arcanine, I think, is a great pick. Steven was actually going to pick it. It's so funny. Panto's number 1. Steven was number 2. Sniped by one person. It was so funny. Steven was so upset, but who cares? So I think his main offensive force is still super duper strong. I mean, Raikou, Terrakion, Weavile is scary to any team who doesn't have a fairy type. Arcanine is great for more support and also Intimidate, which he didn't have before, I don't think. Gyarados, before Mega Evolves, has Intimidate, so even though he can't, you know, use Intimidate over and over again, the first time, he's allowed to use it. And Cincino, getting rid of... oh, he didn't get rid of Ambipom. Shit. He still has Ambipom and Cincino, which I don't really agree with. I think he could have dropped one of them. Maybe there wasn't a good idea for this. Primeape is good for fighting type. Frostlass is a ghost. It's good! I like it. Joey, what you think?
My go. Should be my go.
I think, you know, he picked... I would have liked to have seen him drop something else to pick up Arcanine, but, I mean, he still has a Volturn core going on with, Ambipom and Raikou. Mega Gyarados is nice as a pickup there, and I think he's going to have to start using a little bit more of his lower tier defensive, just to kind of help out with his high tier offensive. So it's still definitely a hyper offensive team, but I think there is a little bit more opportunity to wall stuff and maybe bring balance every once in a while.
Definitely. Kraft, what do you think of his team overall?
I'll try and do it quick so we need to get through this. I think it's good. I think it's still hyper offensive. Like Joe said, I would have liked to see him keep Tentacruel and get rid of something else for Arcanine, just so you would have those two more defensive mons with... it's very good. I think Arcanine is a nice pick. It fits the team reasonably well. Can be offensive or most likely with this team defensive. Alphalug I didn't really agree with, but there wasn't much else. It gives him his third ice type. It's another thing weak to rocks. It's good defensively, but at the same time Arcanine is more physically defensive. So again, another physically defensive mon's a bit... Overall, his team's very threatening. He has a few repetitive types. Ice is repetitive, and fighting is repetitive.
And dark.
And dark, yeah. But overall, it's solid. I'm going against it next week. I don't want to go too much away, but I think it still lacks walls, but we'll see what Pan can do with it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he does with it. And, man, Mega Gyarados, use it, please, and make it good. Make it work. So, we move on to the shit team. Manchester Not Skitty's Craft. They have Mahupa, Unbound, Manaphy, Infernape, Hippowdon, Murkrow, Rotom-Mow, Durant, Druddigon, Dusknoir, Articuno, and Mega Gardevoir. So what we're going to do is, me and Joy, we're going to go over what we think of it first, and then Kraft can go on a 15-minute rant. So,
the Boken shit on me.
Hoopa Unbound, he picked it up, and honestly, this is going to sound really stupid, but I have full faith that Kraft will be able to use this thing right. And I'm not even joking. I think Hoopa Unbound is a very, very weird mon, because it's the same thing as what we talked about earlier. That was like it's almost fast, but it's not really. It's more defensive, but it's not really defensive. You know, it's kind of weird.
His defense isn't good enough. His defense is terrible.
It's kind of weird. Manaphy and Fernape kind of support his team very, very well. Picking up Murkrow was a cool idea, maybe to help Hoopa Unbound. Actually, probably definitely. Murkrow is really, really cool with Feather Dance. It gets Thunder Wave, I believe. It gets a few cool things. And then picking up Durant, I think, is a great idea. I've seen Durant do crazy, crazy things on the lower tiers. So we'll see what happens with it. So, Joy, what do you think?
I actually like the fact that he has the Hoopa Unbound, just because it pairs really nicely with Manaphy, that I know from last year. He doesn't have the My Little offensive core from last year, but I think Hoopa Unbound and Manaphy do complement themselves really well. I don't know how well Murkrow and Durant are gonna do. I don't know if dropping Escavalier, well, maybe Escavalier, but I don't know dropping Crobat to try and bring enough up for the Hoopa Unbound. We'll see if it's worth it or not, but I'm interested to see how well it will work.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. So, Kraft, you have a 1-minute time limit. Go!
Okay, basically, I didn't really want to have to drop Crobat, but I needed the points. Crobat, with this team, most weeks I've actually been running it supporting. I think it's only against Tarzan, whereas offensive, so I thought if I'm going to support it for something, I might as well support it for something supportive. I've used Murkrow before, I know how to use it. It gets some really cool moves. I mean, it gets T-Wave, Tailwind, both Prankster, Calm Mind, Prankster, Mean Look and Perish Song, that could happen. Prankster, Attract, you know.
Casual.
Prankster, Captivate and Feather Dance, which lowers special attack by 2 if it's the opposite gender, and attack by 2, so it can weaken things drastically, which can force switches. It's cool. I think I can make it work. Durant, I hate this 109 speed, so it doesn't speed type 110. But apart from that, its attack.
Wait. Its speed is 109. Whoa, that's a crazy. I didn't even know that.
I know. I need to know if that's more because Crobat went. It works. I think it works better than people think it will. I mean, its abilities are a bit annoying because Truant Entrainment's okay. Hustle will probably be the one I run most. Hone Claws is nice setup. It has...
You're out of time.
No, I'm still going. It has decent coverage. Last but not least, Hooper. I think that's really controversial because I swapped Nidoking and Crobat, which are both great mons, for just to get enough points for Hooper, which isn't really fast enough and gets destroyed by U-turn. I mean, the most common comment I got in the chat was U-turn destroys you. But the thing is, I have the support in Murkrow. I mean, I can't bring them both every week, so it'll get predictable. I have the support in stuff like
Infernape.
What I was going to say, Judigan, which gets stuff like Glare to slow things down, and is not going to come every week, but it forces people to prep for it. Just the fact that mons which won't always run U-turn or bug coverage have to run it. Other thing is, its special defense is actually great. It's 130, which is the same as Uxie's. 5 lower than Uxie's, but it's practically the same.
Yeah.
But it's just that its defense is poor. It's not quite as fast as like it, but I do have support for it. Its attack's insane. It's 160 attack and 170 special attack.
Jesus.
That kills Chansey's and Mega Aragon. The main thing I want to say is, even if I don't bring it to be fast, last thing, it will break cores. Like, you look at teams like Z-Pandas, and you think, oh my gosh, Chansey and Blastoise and so on, how are we going to deal with them? It's the main problem you had with them, Aggron.
Yeah.
Hooper deals with that. Other teams, Mega Aggron in your team, how other teams have problems with that. I don't, because I have Hooper and Brown.
Well,
it is practically...
Well, I mean...
It's 2 shots it, what can you
Metal Burst!
Yeah, I'll make sure I'll EV it so Metal Burst doesn't. Just one thing, without sounding like too cocky, because Swishy accused me of being cocky, which is fair enough because I did come across cocky. I think if anyone could team build around Hooper Bound, I would say I am one of the better people to use it.
And me.
And of course Aggron and Joey.
Yeah, definitely. So,
but that's it.
That's it. So we move on
Trust in me.
to the FC Bag and Lona, coached by yours truly, Joey. Excadrill, Sableye, Rotom, Heat, Jolteon, Shaman, Slowbro, Zangoose, Sock, Aromatisse, Tangela, and Mega Steelix. So they didn't make any changes except
Tangela.
for... I'm getting... God damn it, calm down. Except for Tangela. They traded away Ponyard for Tangle... Right, Ponyard, yeah.
Yes.
So they already had a Dark type. They already had a Steel type. I think it was the perfect one. They didn't have a bulky Grass type. A Shaman can be, but like offensively it's really good. So why waste space on the team? So I do like the pickup. Will the type redundancy be annoying? I think so. But Craft, what do you think?
I love Tangela.
Tangela's great.
For ages I used in OU. The highest I've ever got on OU was like 1,600. That was in a team with Tangela.
Yeah, definitely. Tangela's great.
Because although Tangrowth looks better stats-wise, because Assault Vest is the same as Eviolite, so its HP is better, its special defense is better, and its defense is marginally lower, but its attacking stats are better. Tangela is surprisingly good because of the fact that with Tangrowth to get the special defense boost, you have to run Assault Vest, which means you can't run status moves, whereas Tangela can, which means one, Tangela gets reliable recovery, which Tangrowth doesn't, because assuming you're running Assault Vest.
It gets Regenerator, so yeah, I know what you mean though.
Yeah, I know. But Tangela also gets Regenerator, as well as getting Synthesis and Morning Sun. It also gets Leech Seed and Sleep Powder, which Tangela can't make use of if it's running Assault Vest, whereas it can. It gets Pain Split if it really wants to. It can set up with Sword Stance to make up for that lackluster attack. It gets Stun Spore, which is decent. It gets Toxic. It gets, it works. I like it as a mon. I think it suits Joey's team. I hate how good Joey's team is.
Yeah, it's really good.
It bothers me how good it is because I had to give up all my good mons to get Hooper Bound, and it's still not better than Joey's. But I think it's good that he's got rid of his bonus steel type to get Tangler. I think it's nice. I mean, yes, he has 2 pure grass types, but at the same time, they basically do different jobs. I think Zangoose is underrated. I love Saberlight. You don't really see it that often. But it's surprisingly good in draft format because it's like a better Murkrow, except without T-Wave and Tailwind, so Murkrow's better. But a better Murkrow. Excadrill is incredibly good. I mean, yeah, it wrecks teams. It wrecked Sorrison last week with surprise subset.
Loved it.
Mega Steelix is incredibly bulky. It's like Mega Aggron 2.0.
But it's not as good. It's not as good.
And I love the synergy that Mega Steelix and Aromatisse have. I love that one's more specially defensive, one's more physically defensive. Both can be run mixed. Aromatisse has screens which can help with Shaman and Excadrill be purely offensive, and Zangoose without having to worry that much. I love the fact that he has so much setup at the same time, so much bulk with so much stats conditions, with so much speed, with so much. It's just got almost anything. And you look at it and you're like, oh, but he's got 2 electric types. Yes, but Rotom Heat doesn't have the same weakness as Jolteon because there's left type. Oh, but he's got 2 grass types, but they do different jobs. Oh, but he's got 2 steel types. Yes, but they do different jobs.
Yeah. I also like picking on what you said. I can't wait until me and Joy's battle because Mega Aggron and Sylveon versus Mega Steelix and Aromatisse. That's gonna be something to watch.
I can't wait till well, assuming I get into playoffs, which I'm hoping I will. I really want to meet Joey just so I can rip and stress with my team building.
Yeah. So Joey, why did you pick up Tangela in a summarized, fastest way you could say it?
Pawniard just wasn't gonna come.
Never.
I was hoping it could be like a Bisharp, just like a lesser version of Bisharp, but
It's not.
I realized that Zangoose and
Excadrill.
Zangoose and Sawk were gonna cover like any fighting type priority that I would need. Excadrill covers the steel part great. Steelix, Mega Steelix defensively. So I was looking for something defensively that would work well, and I looked at as a physically defensive wall, which you know, I have a physically defensive wall in Steelix, especially defensive wall in Aromatisse, and then Slowbro and Sableye can be run either side. So, I mean, Shaman was more offensive, I would think, than defensive.
Rotom Heat.
But
it gets healing Wish. Wish is cool.
But I dropped Druddigon, which was a physically defensive wall, for my Aromatisse, which is especially defensive. So it's nice to bring in Tangela, and I believe, you know, without any defensive investment, it hits 266 times the 1.5 Eviolite boost right there, with 334 on the HP. That's actually pretty good, and then a base 100 special attack is nothing to win set or to like dismiss. So.
It'll be. I do like the Tangela, and I hope that little guy does well. So
I just want to say one last thing. That with Eviolite, it's special defense gets up to 294 if you're max investment. Assuming you're not going to invest in defense and you're going to invest in special defense, and that's not too bad considering. Yeah, considering it's base 40. You know, it shows how much Eviolite can transform them on. But anyway.
Yeah. So we're going to move on to the finest team in all of the lands.
The worst team in
Cork
the
City.
They rely on
Dillies. Hashtag bars in the name. Coached by yours truly, Agronix, a.k.a. your boy. So, we have Dragonite, Melodic, Sylveon, Serperior, Venomoth, Heliolisk, Xatu, Girder, Golurk, Muck, and Mega Aggron. I love my team. Sometimes, you know, it's just good to use some of your favorite mons. I love Dragonite, love Aggron, love Golurk, love Milotic, I love every mon on this team. I didn't pick any mon on this team without me liking it. That's why I didn't pick up, like, mons like Rotom Wash. I would never pick Rotom on this team, because I don't like using Rotom. So, fuck your Rotom Mo, fuck your Rotom Heat. You know, I don't like them. I don't like using them. So,
I like Rotom Mo. Now, I didn't before, but I was forced into it. That's not the point.
But I do like the changes I made. I basically changed Mesprit, Snorlax, and Hitmonlee for Xatu, Girder, and Venomoth. So Venomoth, I wanted a Baton Pass user. That's really, really good. I also wanted a Sleep Powder user. Serperior it doesn't actually get anything. So Hypnosis on Milotic, I think that would be it. So I wanted something like that. I also wanted a sweeper if I needed one in Quiver Dance, which, you know what, it can do okay. Xatu is there for Magic Bounce and also another Wish user, which is really, really nice. And Girder is just a better replacement for him on Lee. I know I had Machamp, and I'm really wishing I didn't trade away Machamp now, but hey, Gerda does his role very well. And I do think the things that I picked up are covered very well by the things I did pick up. I already had, like Dragonite, Melodic, Megagram, etc. So, Joey, what do you think?
I mean, as far as like Venomoth, like your problem with your losses were just not being able to break through the walls, and I mean, you have Girder now and you have Venomoth, which can set up on them to try and break through the walls a little better.
Yeah.
I don't know if Xatu is a better answer for your
it wasn't supposed to be. It wants to be another Wish user, but I also wanted a Defogger and a Magic Bouncer, which I like. I don't know, I like it.
I mean, we'll see how well it does.
Yeah, we'll see.
But I mean, I think hazards are still going to be a huge problem for you.
Yeah.
And if you're gonna be constantly switching out, you know,
which is my playstyle. I do swap a lot in my models, so
that's gonna be a serious problem.
I do think we can get around it. I do really truly feel like we can get around it. Craft, what do you think?
I agree with Jerry 100% on the Stealth Rocks thing, because you have Dragonite, which needs multi-scale attack. I mean, there's Roost, but it can force you to run Roost. Xatu is nice to still scale them off a bit, but you can't rebring it every time you scale Stealth Rocks, and almost every team runs Stealth Rocks. Venomoth isn't going to be able to set up a sweet if it's at half health, because priority wrecks it then. I do like Venomoth though. I think it can, you know, it's just from like passing in agility into Golurk, so then you have a choice banded Dynamic Punch no guard. At +2 Golurk speed, although still terrible, is enough to outspeed decent things. I mean, at +2, it gets, let me count this. If you're running max speed,
it outspeeds definitely level 1 base 100s, definitely.
Yeah. You get to 400 speed,
which is crazy. Oh my god, that outspeeds like Mega Latios and stuff.
Yeah, without even having a speedy nature, you can go adamant.
Christ.
So you know, you've got potential there. I don't like the rocks. Xatu, I think, is something which is good. It depends how you use it.
Yeah, exactly. It's something. It's something.
It gets screens. Magic Bounce could be used really nice for some mind games. It gets Foul Play, so if you want to not invest offensively, you can run Foul Play to deal damage. It gets some nice stuff. It gives you U-turn. It gets stuff like Haze to deal with set up mons. I mean, Haze is an underrated move in my opinion. You know, even it gets Baton Pass, so Wish Baton Pass is more successful than Wish hard switching.
I picked up 2 Baton Passers and actually, more priority.
Wish U-turn works just well. So you do have 3 Baton Passes, Sylveon, Xatu, and Venomoth. 1 gets U-turn as well. You also have
2. Venomoth gets
Venomoth
gets U-turn as well.
Yeah. So you have some potential there. It all depends on how you use it. I think, for example, Joey's team is easier to play with and still get good results, whereas yours does take more sort of
thinking.
Yeah, but if it could work well, it depends if you get my help.
I really hope it does well. I'm really liking my team, and I hope I can do it justice. So we're gonna move on to our opponent of next week, or this week I should say. Six Path, the Kentucky Bulldogs. They made 3 changes. They made changes in Tornadus. They picked up Tornadus, Electros, and Clefairy for Porygon 2. Something, Flygon, and Omastar. So, their team is now Mew, Heatran, Vaporeon, Tornadus, Lucario, Electros, Rhydon, Clefairy, Haunter, Tauros, and Mega Latios. Let me tell you a story. Kentucky Kabutops are rated number 1 in the league. My friend was guessing, hey, I bet you his team... Shut up! I bet you his team has Lucario because it's the best team in the league. I was like, oh my god, how did you know? My friend predicted it. So... he picked up Tornadus, Electros, and Clefairy. I know why he picked up Electros. Anyone who looked at our teams, you can figure it out why. But, actually, we'll start with Craft this time. Craft, what do you think? Very quick summary.
Just to give you an idea, there's a possibility of snowing tomorrow morning.
Oh. Craft?
Okay, I'll do a summary. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Good, okay. So I got this. I like it. It's got a mix of bulk and offense. I like it. It's got versatile mons, Heatran, Mew, even Vaporeon, I can trust Vaporeon, and Electros kind of degree, can all be run, Clefairy I suppose, can be run offensive or defensive, same for Mega Latios, not as much, but And then you also have stuff like Tornadoes, which can be run either side, offensive either side, Lucario either side, Electros either side. I like the versatility a lot because it makes it less predictable. I like his face Dragon Steel Core. I think Fairy's a nice pickup. I've seen it used in another league to good effect. It's not amazing, but all his lower tier mons don't look that amazing. He's used Tauros to great effect.
Tauros is fantastic the way he uses it. He uses it very, very well.
And his top tier threats are, although like, except for Mew, Heatran, and Lucario, I suppose, are all sort of ones you count as good, but not amazing. Like, if you were to put S rank as in super rank, and then A rank, they'll all be A or B rank. But at the same time, he uses them so well. He has a very balanced team. He lacks defog set in Mega Latios, and because it's Latios, not Latias.
Mew.
That's a bit, not, oh yeah, Mew, of course. There you go.
Yeah, I figured
think
that out
that's
as well, yeah. I was like, oh god.
Yeah. He has a Volt Turn Core in Mew and the electric one and Tornadus. Does he have electric?
Does he have an
Does
electric
not,
type?
No.
Electros.
Yeah, I knew he had an electric type. So there, Mew, Electros, and Tornadus all have U-turn / Volt Switch. Mew has both. The other two both have one or the other. I just think it's good. I think Joey will be expanding on it better, but I think it's a good team. It has a nice mix of defense, offense, versatile. It's nice.
It's really, really good. I'm not trying to call out Six Paths, but he definitely looking at our teams before the bye week, he definitely picked up the Electros for my Milotic, because bye week, Milotic messed up his team. But I mean,
it's a bit to you, but you're gonna know.
Yeah, Electros definitely is a great mon to pick up. Obviously, like no weakness other than Mold Breaker is just insane. Clefairy is a great mon. I really, really do think so. Even though Mega Aggron, and then Tornadus is also great, but again, Mega Aggron. So it'd be interesting to see what happens. Superpower, whatever. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the teams. I really, really can't wait to fight Six Paths because
you're gonna lose 6 down.
I've gotten, for the last 2 weeks of the league, I've gotten, other than the bye week, I've gotten 4-0 and 5-0, which is a great result, but I wasn't able to prove myself, and it's really, really annoying because people think I'm not good, and I'm good, I want to play good, I'm good!
Well, because the only things you did which were good was when Havenberry, Dragon Knight, and I don't know who came up with that, but whoever it is probably a genius.
Oi! Shut your mouth. Anyway, we're going to move on. We have 5 people left, we're going to start very quickly. Oh yeah, sorry.
Do I not get to?
Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were back. I didn't know you were back. Don't hit me, mom. Okay.
You're so mean.
6 Paths. Go.
Clefairy, another wall, a fairy type that helps him out. I don't think he was ever going to plan on using Flygon, so Electros is a nice pickup there. I don't think he's ever going to use Omastar, so Clefairy is a nice pickup with that as well. Porygon 2 for Tornadus. We'll have to see how that one is. That's the only kind of questionable one.
Yeah, I don't really agree with that, but hey, who knows?
I don't think his team really needed anything else.
Yeah.
To really switch around. So.
But again, it's 6 Paths. It's all about how he uses it, not just on face value.
Oh yeah, and I think he will use it really well.
Yeah. So, we're going to move on quickly to the Philadelphia Flygons and their coach, Bloom. Now, they made a few changes. Actually, they picked up Garchomp that Steven dropped, which is pretty funny. So, you have Garchomp, Togekiss, Jellicent, Entei, Zapdos, Hitmontop, Alakazam, Marwell, Delphox, Meowstic Male, and Mega Venusaur. Straight off the bat, I'm going to say that picking up Garchomp was an interesting idea. They dropped Tyranitar or Hydreigon. One of the two. They dropped one of those for Garchomp, which, T-Tar, yeah. They dropped it for Garchomp, which is pretty interesting. It's interesting to see how you use that. They dropped something for Entei. They dropped Zygarde for Entei, which I do agree with. Even though he already has Delphox, Entei is good for priority, which he didn't really have. Like, Hitmontop, yes. But looking at everything else, I don't think he had any other priority. And then picking up, I'm pretty sure he picked up Alakazam. Sorry, he's traded away. Who did he trade away? He traded away Kong for who?
Zapdos.
Yeah. I was looking. I was like, Zapdos isn't there. So Zapdos, I think, is a great mon. I played against it when Frank used it against me. I think it was very. Was it Frank? No, it was Frank. Yeah. I think it was very good mon. It's just he wasn't able to use it right, and setting up an agility on a Golurk on a substitute wasn't a great idea. But we'll see how Bloom uses it. We play Bloom week 9, and I'm really excited to play him. So, Joey, what you think?
I think the reason he had Tyranitar and Aggron there was to, kind of switch up his use for Stealth Rocks. But now with Garchomp, he doesn't need either of them, and Alakazam is a great way to stop a sweep.
Oh yeah,
it gives
yeah,
him a
yeah. He
powerful-
dropped Aggron for Alakazam. Yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
The Zapdos gives him a little bit a ground immunity as well as a Volt Switcher,
Yeah.
which will be a nice pickup. And I don't know about the Zygarde for Entei switch.
I agree with it
Zygarde,
100%. But yeah.
I think Zygarde in and of itself was a great dragon to use.
But he did pick
um,
up Garchomp, so there's no real point in keeping both. So
Yeah,
I mean,
Garchomp
yes.
and Zygarde.
yeah.
Yeah, it is, but I mean, I guess he saw Entei there and he just couldn't resist. But now he has 2 fire and 2 psychic types, or 3 psychic types already. So I mean, it'll be interesting to see if anyone can take advantage of that. But
I will.
I think the Garchomp pickup, as far as it being run offensively or defensively, is a great pickup.
Craft, what do you think of the Philadelphia Flyguns?
Okay, love Entei. Zapdos, it shouldn't be that bulky looking at stats, but just is. I mean, I've gone against Zapdos and it's wore my teams. I hate Zapdos, but it's Vegamon. Togekiss and Zapdos are kind of similar, both bulky, both flying types, both with Defog, but at the same time, they do slightly different things. Both have like T-Wave and Tailwind, but that's not the point. Togekiss is Fairy, Zapdos is electric, and it's fast electric. Zapdos can be run offensive. Hitmontop's cool, I like it. It spins.
Spins a lot. It spins on its head.
Alakazam is one of my favourite mons to use an OU. I mean, it's now an UU, but I was surprised it was low tier as it was. I don't like the fact that he has that and Delphox and Meowstic Meowgle. Delphox
And now
is,
Entei. Yeah.
yeah, useless because Entei does the fire type better in my opinion because it has bulky and it's less fast, and Alakazam does the fast psychic type job.
But he might bring Delphox for Trick now.
Yeah, I suppose that's the point.
And maybe Screen, so it'll be interesting to see what... It also gets Wish, so...
Mega Venusaur, although I think it's overrated in draft format, you still have to prep focus if you don't know Destroy because it's only weak to Psychic and Flying. His team is good, he has too many flying types in my opinion. I mean, it's 2, but still.
Two, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, but along with the Garchomp Ice Weakness, I mean, Freeze Dry Articuno tears through his team.
Bring that, please.
I did bring it against Swishy, but I didn't get to use it because it didn't come out.
Ah, well.
Because I beat Swishy by too much.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, Swishy, for saying that.
So yeah, I do see the common weaknesses. Like until he dropped Aggron, he had 2 steel types in Mawile and Aggron, and I was always saying, maybe you should drop that. And yeah,
One last thing I want to say is I like the fact that, I mean, he has 2 fairy types, which is a bit odd, but I like the fact that Mawile is there as a backup Stealth Rocker because it means that Garchomp isn't forced to go defensive.
Yeah, you can go offensive. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think I like that.
Anyway, are we going to move on?
We're gonna move on to the Sherbrooke Talonflames and their coach, Franck. Francais. They have Jirachi, Latias, Chansey, Conkeldurr, Meloetta, Toxicroak, Pyroar, Banette, Drifblim, Lapras, and Mega Slowbro. They made changes. They swapped out. They got Jirachi, they got Conkeldurr, they got Pyroar, and they got Mega Slowbro. And that was it. Yeah. So they drafted away their Ferrothorn for Jirachi, which is interesting, pretty interesting. They drafted away their Mega Charizard X for Slowbro, and they drafted away their Musharna for Pyroar, and they also traded Conkeldurr, and they gave away their Zapdos, previously mentioned. So I'm going to start off by saying that I don't think all the changes were very smart. He picked up, he made it so that he has 4, 5,
Yeah.
1, 2,
I was gonna-
3, 4, 5, 6. He has 6 weaknesses to Dark and 2 resistances.
I was going to point
That's
this out.
pretty
The amount of
bad.
psychic types, ridiculous.
And just ghost types as well to add to the dark type weakness. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad. Yes, I do think picking up Conkeldurr was a great idea to help support that, but it still doesn't fix the problem. He isn't going to bring them every week, so it's not that big a deal as it sounds. Mega Slowbro is great. Jirachi is great. Latias is great Heal Wish, and I think it does mix with those very, very well. But if he's going to bring Jirachi, Latios, and Mega Slowbro every single week, he's forced to bring 2 of them every single week now, if not 3, because of his team the way it looks. So it'd be interesting to see how he uses them. He picked up Pyroar because he dropped Mega Charizard X, and he didn't need another Dragon type, so Latias can stay really. Picking up Jirachi instead of Ferrothorn, I don't agree with at all. I think picking up Ferrothorn would be great. Maybe dropping someone else and picking up Jirachi as well.
I don't agree with it because he has Chansey for special defensive, but now I mean Mega Slowbro is incredibly physically defensive, so I suppose that's what he's thinking.
Yeah. We'll see what he thinks of it. So, Craft, what do you think? Fast version. Craft. Crafty. Excuse me, Craft.
Dropped again.
Craft delicious. Okay. So, Joey, what you think?
I think if you bring a dark, a fighting type, and a psychic type,
win.
he has no answers to it whatsoever.
Craft is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm back again. Sorry, I'm using a weird cable to connect my microphone, so it keeps coming undone. What I was about to say is this is Craft's 60-second segment, so let's go. I don't see what Meloetta does, because if it goes into its other form, then it's too much like Conkeldurr, except faster. It's Hyper Voice, Stab Hyper Voice, same as Pyro, and I like Pyro more. It's a Psychic type, so it goes in far too many weaknesses to Dark, and ew. Jirachi, I get what he's doing. He wants to have a mix of offense and defense, especially since he now has this super defensive mon in Mega Slowbro as a physically defensive, so he didn't need Fairfield as much. He no longer has a grass type, so ooh. Mega Zard X is incredibly good. I don't think he was using it right, so if he can use Mega Slowbro better, then yeah. He did already have Dragon type as well, so 2 Dragon types was slightly odd. Last but not least, he has Toxicroak to deal with that fighting, that dark weakness as well. And he misplayed Toxicroak 1 week, but Toxicroak can be really threatening. The Zapdos thing, I think it was good to get Conkeldurr, and I understand that Zapdos is probably the only thing Bloom would have traded for. But at the same time, I like Zapdos. It's what I think it's very good.
It's Zapdos. Yeah, I don't think he should trade it, but hey, it's the only thing he could have done. So we're gonna move on because we're an hour and 10 minutes into this. If you're still watching this.
Congratulations and celebrations.
We move on to the Triton Tortugas and their coach North. They have Hydreigon, Tornadus Therian, Tornadus, Darmanitan, Gengar, Amoonguss, Espeon, Malamar, Crustle, Luxray, and their new Mega Swampert. So, I do think that the changes that they made are interesting ones. Do I agree with them all? Fuck no. But it'll be interesting to see how they use them. So they drafted away their Mega Scizor for Mega Swampert. I don't agree with it off the bat because he doesn't have any.
Yeah, but it gave Steven a good monster.
I suppose he drafted away his. He got away his Crawdaunt, which oh my god, for his Amoonguss, which I again don't agree with, and that was really it.
Yeah, but he has no, like even with Amoonguss, he has no walls. So
yeah, it's still very very offensive, and that's why.
Like
yeah.
you epitomized on this because like. Malamar, once it gets a few superpowers, is a bit physically defensive. Crustle is a suicide lead most of the time, so, you know. Tornadus T is decent on the special side, but I think people overrate how good it is on the special side. It's on the special defensive side, it's only because of Regenerator, which actually lasts as long as it does. Luxray is an Intimidate, but Mega Swampert is a bulky Mega, and I suppose Torn could set out Rain if you wanted it to be fast, or it could just be a bulky mon. I've seen it used quite well against Avalanche, so it's like a more physically inclined but less defensive inclined version of Mega Aggron, except less good, significantly less good defensively. But you know, it could work defensively.
Yeah.
It gets rocks and avalanche and stuff, so you know it's okay.
It's okay.
It's just nothing better.
There's
like,
no synergy there. I don't see how Hydreigon
No.
supports Amoonguss like in any way really. I don't really see how Mega Swampert helps Darmanitan too much.
Yeah,
It's like
I don't look at it and think that's a good team. I look at it and think
that's a bunch of mons
well,
stuck together.
I can probably beat this person. No offense to North. I mean, he's improved the last few weeks. I mean, he went downhill again against you. But the fact that his team was so offensive was why you won. Like, half the match was just spent you warning him with Milotics. So.
Yeah, it's picking up a grass type, maybe that was why he picked up Amoonguss, and I do like the idea there. But I still don't think the synergy is quite there. Hey, who knows?
Amoonguss.
Who knows? Maybe the synergy is there and we're just not seeing it. Maybe he brings it to a battle and just destroys his opponent. But Joy, what do you think?
I like the Amoonguss pickup. I don't like the Mega Swampert pickup.
Me neither, no.
The Regenerator core with Amoonguss, Tornadus, Therian would might actually turn out to
Oh,
be
actually,
pretty
I didn't
nice.
notice that. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good point. But if he kept
Amoonguss is good.
if he kept Mega Scizor, that would give us an ice resistance at Amoonguss and Tornadus. What are you doing?
Where's
mean,
his Defogger?
Exactly.
He still doesn't have. He has a Magic Bounce user, but he doesn't have great ways of getting rid of hazards.
Like, at least he has Mega Sizzle before. Now he has nothing.
Yeah.
So, we'll see how that works out for him. He has Hydreigon, he has Tornadus, Therian, Darmanitan, Gengar, and then that's 5 just insanely powerful things that he can choose from. And then Amoonguss, Malamar, Luxray, and Espeon, I guess, can be his defensive core right there. So.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, so we have 2 teams left, and we're gonna try to get this done in the next fucking 15 minutes. So we're gonna move on to Swishy, and she made a lot of changes to her team.
She's a god.
She is a god, and I love the changes she made. Whether I agree with them or not doesn't matter. I think the changes she made are interesting. So her team right now is Landorus, Therian, Skarmory, Goodra, Quagsire, Regice, Trevenant, Bronzong, Weezing, Lantern, Rapidash, and Mega Ampharos. She dropped her Mega, who was Mega Lopunny for Mega Ampharos, which is interesting. We'll see what happens with that. She dropped her Salamence for Skarmory, and she dropped her... Who did she drop for Rapidash?
Golem.
Golem, yes, Golem. Okay, so I do like picking up Skarmory instead of Salamence. He didn't really need Salamence, and he picked up a Dragon type in Mega Ampharos, so he made up for it. And it gives him a defogger. It gives him, the problem we've been saying she's have with Stealth Rocks and Spikes and stuff. And I think she's fixed that. And Mega Ampharos is really, really good in my opinion because it can be defensive, but also be bulky offense, which she was kind of lacking in Mega Lopunny, because while Mega Lopunny is great, it does one thing. And I do think that was kind of the problem. And Mega Ampharos supports the team better, because while Mega Lopunny is pure offense, Mega Ampharos can be defensive, which goes well with the team. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Still, Landorus is still there with Intimidate, and Quagsire is still there with the great typing. So, and Rapidash is pretty cool to see. Hopefully she uses it a lot. I don't think she will because it was a low tier pick, but it'll be interesting to see what she does with it. So, Joey, what you think?
I'd like to know where her wall breaker is.
Landorus, I suppose. Yeah.
Rapidash.
I mean,
it's Rapidash.
I mean, she has a lot of walls, but none of them are threatening. I mean, they can tank hits for days, but
days are made to end.
One or two setups, and then that thing is you're done.
Yeah.
There's just nothing that he have that an answer for there. I mean, she does have she has a couple of she has 2 levitate users and 2 flying types to resist ground. But she has 2 electric types. She has a fire type. I'm not aside from Landorus, Therian, and Goodra, I don't see anything that's gonna give anyone trouble.
Mega Ampharos can be surprisingly annoying. Surprisingly annoying.
It can't.
But yeah. And again, it's kind of the thing with North. Don't worry, Craft. We'll get to you. It's kind of the thing with North, where again, it's the same thing. I don't see synergy. I don't see a team jump at me. I just see a lot of bulky monsters on the team. Craft, you have 7 seconds. Go.
Okay, I hate her walls.
Yeah,
and I will tell you why. I'm not just going to randomly hate them. I hate how many there are, for starters, because she lacks other areas such as wall breakers. She lacks setup sweepers to some degree. I mean, you could argue
Landorus sword stance, I guess.
Yeah.
That's like it.
Skarmory sword stance have done that.
Brave bird.
But generally, none of her walls really have reliable recovery. Quagsire does, Skarmory does.
Yeah, Bronzong, no. Weezing gets Plane Split. Lantern, no. Trevenant gets Leech Seed and Citrus Berry and Lumberry Rest. And she has no Wish Passers, which means she can't, even if she wants, because even with me, Mega Aggron doesn't get Recovery, but I have Sylveon to support a Wish, and now Xatu. I really wish she picked up, and also, something that I just noticed, she doesn't have a Fairy type. So, once that Bronzong goes down, and Skarmory, you can just fucking outrage away. You just smack his team. So, wall breakers are a problem, not only for her to use, for herself, but also against her. Wall breakers are very, very scary. So, we're going to move on to the final team, and a team that I'm actually very, very impressed with. Very, very impressed with. So, we have Sorosin, Latios, Keldeo, Suicune, Volcarona, Donphan, Registeel, Cofagrigus, Cradily, Gallade, Leafeon, and Mega Audino. So they dropped their Mega Tyranitar, which is interesting for Mega Audino to get the extra points. So Mega Audino is, I think, a really, really good mon, actually. In League-type format, I think would be better. Only because, you can prep for different things. Mega Audino in general is not too great. It's not bad. I don't know why people think it's bad. It's not bad. It's just, it could be so much more, and its ability really does let it down. Picking up Donphan, I do think is a really, really good idea. Dropping, who did they drop? I know who they dropped. Who did they drop? Oh, who did they drop? That's gonna annoy me.
I can't remember.
Oh,
Something.
is it?
Can I tell? I'll say something. Megadino is significantly better in draft format.
Definitely, yeah.
Just want to say that because I used to use Megadino all the time. The reason I picked up Megador was because I want some more offense this season. Otherwise, I would have gone Megadino again. The reason why most of my sets from Megador have been so defensive is because I'm kind of used to using Megadino as a supporting one. I mean, I'm trying to get more offensive sets, but and it's significantly better. The coverage it gets great. It can set up Calm Minds if you see a spot. It acts as a wish passer. His team generally is good. It's very good. It's one of my favorites. He has too many physical walls, in my opinion. I mean, like Kofgri is Donphan, kind of Registeel.
Registeel is all defensive. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's why I can't say kind of. Or obviously defensive. I like how he has bulk but offense at the same time. It's a very good team in my opinion.
And I will say, making the enough points to drop Armaldo for Donphan, I think is a great idea because he was never going to bring Armaldo. Never.
I like that Donphan gives him a lot better hazard removal because before it's just Latios, which is offensive.
Yeah. But it'll be interesting to see what happens. It does give him a little bit more of a water weakness because nothing like takes it for days except for Cradilly.
Yeah.
So like it's kind of like it'd be interesting to see what happens. So Joey, do you have anything to finish off on?
Well, I was talking with him, and he was actually planning on dropping Mega Tyranitar and picking up Mega Diancie, which I thought would have been even better, and then drop Armaldo for a different Rapid Spinner, but he ended up going with this one. I think if he had gone with the Mega Diancie, it might have given him a little less as far as hazard removal, because now he has the Rapid Spinner with Donphan and Defog with Latios, whereas the other one would just had Magic Bounce and then Defog with Latios, but I think it would have given him a lot better offensive presence. And the fact that Diancie isn't it's not as great defensively as its non-Mega form, but it still has base 110 defense. So unless it's like a steel type or a super effective hit, it can tank a hit.
Yeah.
And then the mix set is just it's pretty obvious what it's gonna run, but Diamond Storm, Earth Power, and Moon Blast,
Yeah.
Tell me something that you have that's gonna resist 2 of those hits.
Aggron. Filter. Who cares? No, I do like the changes he made because while for a thing I noticed, he has a big steel weakness before the draft with Megatronata, Armaldo, Cradilly, and he has nothing to really wants to take it except for Registeel and Suicune and stuff, which he can't bring like Keldeo and Suicune. Volcarona is really good for Quiver Dance. He gives us him a sweeper, which he uses frequently, I might add. And then Cradilly is also a great support. You might be surprised to say that, but we are the Corkscrew Cradillys. He's great support. And Megadino, I do agree with. It's a great choice. It gives him a wish pass that he desperately needed, and I think that's just going to only make him even tougher to take down. Because adding Donphan, Megadino, Cofagrigus, Registeel Core, adding that to Suicune, even if you want to take advantage of Registeel being weak to fighting, Cofagrigus covers that, and Megadino can bop you with it. Megadino's weak to steel and poison, Registeel covers that. Cofagrigus is weak to ghost, and Megadino covers that. It's pretty damn scary. But I will say it until the very, very bitter end. I do hope we play him once again in the playoffs. Even if we don't win, I want to see if I can beat them. I want to prove I can. Looking at this new team, I don't know if I can, but we'll see what happens with it. So that's going to be all from us, Joey, Kraft, and I. We will see you guys in a few days for the preview of all the battles that will be taking place. If you guys sat through this hour and a half of majestic bullshit, give yourself a pat on the back and make sure I have you something like one down below first. It's very, very appreciated. It's a miracle! With that being said,
the Angry Army always
Agronites!
Angry Army.
Agronites, make sure to unite down in the comment section.
Heavy slam.
Heavy slam my penis. Okay, so we're gonna get out of here. We've been here too long. I'm going drunk. This is all from us, guys, and we'll see you guys later.